Hello, my angels, and welcome back to a new day, new reading. I want to see the beautiful collective we're doing a reading on. Today. What are you dealing with? What is what is around your heart in this moment of time? Because I am feeling like a heavy beating heart in some way. It's like a hard feeling to describe, but it feels like maybe something could be pulling on your heartstrings. So let's see what's around this collective's heart in this moment of time. Oh, well, that's heavy. So we have the addiction, we have the snake, and then we have the girl with the snake. So the addiction card talks about being codependent, obsession, and restraint, possession, control, emotional block. So you could definitely be feeling that, like I said, that pull within your heart space. And that is something you would go over. I don't think you may be aware of it to that extent, but it's within your heart space, right? You feel quite codependent, maybe quite controlled when it comes to this situation. The snake, it's about competition, right? Enemy, the other woman, the other man, it doesn't have to be a woman, looking over your shoulder as well. Maybe that's something you're finding yourself doing, like being watched, so you keep looking over your shoulder, thinking that there's something there, someone is looking in on you. But I am feeling that you're replaying things within your mind when it comes to that person connected to your heart space, feeling that there may be some competition here. Because then we have the girl with the snake. It's all about being charmed or used, enabled, and boundaries. It's a heavy energy, I'm gonna be honest. And that makes sense why I feel that heaviness within my heart as well. Like a very heavy beating heartbeat for the right collective. And that would make sense. But you would be feeling maybe even to the brink of being kind of obsessed when it comes to this, trying to figure something out, trying to gain maybe even more information about the situation, but going through an emotional block when it comes to this. Let's see a bit more when it comes to that addiction. And we have the coffee cup. So when it comes to that addiction within your process of thought, within your heart space, right? It has to be doing with wanting to meet up, wanting to talk, wanting to savor the moment. It says here building a friendship. I don't think you're within that lens of wanting a friendship. I think you want something to like progress, something to unfold here. When it comes to that person you're feeling codependent to, right? So you would be a collective that when you go to bed, you think of them, and when you wake up, you think of them. It's like they're in your process of thought all day, every day. So don't make it fit. You would have a lot of thoughts about this kind of feeling, wanting to meet up, I'm seeing someone wanting to go for a walk and just discuss what truly went down, why it all had to happen in the way that it did, hoping it would lead to something new, a new chapter. I want one more for that. And then we have the clock. It says here needing time, cycles, taking time to heal, and progression. So even though you are quite addicted to that thought that this will happen, that you're wanting this to meet up, you still have some logic within your mind telling you in the right time this will come. But I'm also getting a feeling that you think it is time, You may be a bit sick of waiting for this to come in. You know there is cycles here, and that is why it has been taking time. But it's like you feel that clock is ticking. And I tell you guys that quite a lot, it's never the timing of our ego. It's the divine timing of things. When it comes to cycles within one's life, there is a lot of energies within it, right? It's not only your karmic reel that has to be closed out. It's all of the people that are connected to this, to you, your person, and as well, right? So it's a lot of energy that needs to come into closing of a cycle before a new chapter can begin. And that is why I tell you guys to not sit in that obsessive energy, because you do not know your timeline. You have seen something within the forefront of your mind, but when that is going to be, you do not know, right? But in this moment of time, you are truly holding on to this, not sitting in that release and that center within yourself. You want this. Can I have one more for the clock? Yeah. The butterfly. You want this to evolve, right? I think you are kind of sick of being in this waiting game. You want this to grow, go to the next phase. So want to go to the next phase. It also is about inner child healing, and we have that on different levels, so to speak, within this. Again, with the addiction, all about the emotional blocks that could be stemming from this collective from childhood, but it's also to come into releasing that past. Like I said, with that deviation, I'm seeing someone going for a walk within like a park or something. I think you want, I'm finding it hard to find my words to get them out correctly. And that in itself is a sign. But you want to meet up. You want to discuss this. I'm hearing that specifically. So you do not want necessarily a conversation like a heart to heart. You want to discuss what truly went down. It's that Queen of Swords, right? You want answers. You want truth about what really went down within your guys' dynamic. And like I said, you're not sitting, you're not coming from that centered place within yourself, understanding why this needed that time that it did. You're not within that lens. It's like time is up, time is ticking, time is of the essence. I want this and I want it now. I think, again, with the butterfly, that's what you want out of this. You want this to evolve. You're sick of the stagnation that you feel. And maybe you as well are finding yourself feeling that everyday life is kind of mundane. It's just the same things repeating. Not really seeing any progression within your life in this moment of time. And that could be something that you have been taking notice of as well. What about that snake, the competition, the enemy, the other woman? And then you have the death. So this could have ended your relationship. The death card talks about this relationship is over, no second chance, grow and transform, what is dead is dead. So maybe there was someone else within the middle, or you had that feeling for a reason. Maybe you know it for a fact, that there was someone else within the background, and that is why this ended. Maybe you are finding yourself competing with someone here. Or you are thinking, and that is why it came to an end. And there was someone else within the background. I want one more for that. The not today. But definitely it made them put up that boundary, avoiding this, right? Maybe you have tried to talk to that person about this specifically. Is there someone else? And they have avoided that. They haven't replied. They haven't responded. They are not dealing with this, right? So you would have met a wall when it comes to that. When it comes to that. What about the girl with the snake? The healing heart. So it is about healing from that heartbreak, right? The toxicity, the addiction, the abusive relationship. I hope to God there isn't something to do with abuse when it comes to this, more maybe within the lens of feeling that within oneself. But the addictions for certain, we have that as well as the first card here, right? And truly healing from that heartbreak. But if we're being honest, you're not doing that within this moment of time. I think you want to do it, but you are not. We see that you're quite codependent, quite addicted to this process of thought. And there was someone else within the background that caused this to end. Your Outlook Collective. I think you have been trying to talk about it with that person of yours, but you were met with a block, met with them not dealing with this, avoiding that conversation. I don't think you got a reply, if I'm being honest. That's the feeling I'm getting. And you could have been thinking that this person was being charmed by someone else. And that is why you needed to heal your heart. And then we have it, the old school. So the outdated thinking, the conditioning, replaying events over and over in your head. And I am feeling that. Like I said, with that deviation, you go to bed, you think of them, you wake up, you think of them. This is replaying on your mind all day, every day. You're not sitting in that center, in that stillness within you, giving yourself the answers that you need. You're quite stuck to this outlook. Maybe that's the only thing that makes sense within your mind, that this person would be acting this way due to the thing that there could be someone else within the background. It's like that's what makes sense to you. You cannot see that this person would put up that wall, that boundary, if it weren't for the fact that they have someone else within the background. Can I have one more here, my angels? And then we have the Sword of Rose. So the clarity, the truth, the revelation, the honor, the protection, the determination. Again, I think that's what you're telling yourself. That's my clarity. That's my truth. But I'm just going to be honest with you, collective. How is this putting you into any kind of center? By the looks of it, you're nowhere near any kind of center within you. So you would be feeling upset. You would be feeling stressed. You would be feeling sad. You would be feeling anger. You would be building up resentment towards this person. How is this bringing you in to any kind of center within yourself? That stillness that we talk about. And even though we do not have that confirmed, we will get into it. But let's just say this person did have someone else within the background. Who cares? You are not together in this moment of time. And I see that a lot throughout the collective. It's like you think you have a claim over that person. You do not. You are not together. They are free to do whatever they need to do, want to do. The same for you. So instead of giving them all of your energy, thinking, replaying what went down, when were they in the background? When did they come into the picture? Are they with her? Are they with her? Maybe even going to the page and seeing if you can figure out who it is. Why is that more important than your sense of self, your self-love, your growth, your healing? And I know this would be hard within this moment of time. I'm coming into that perspective. But what are you being taught right now? And that codependence, you need to heal that. You need to heal that. You are so focused on what is going on with their cup, not giving your own cup the need to be seen, to be heard, to be understood within this moment of time. And that focus you're putting on them, put it on yourself. Oh, it's a heavy energy. I want to see a bit further with you, collective. When it comes to this connective energy. So the runner, the ghosting, the disappearing, the invisible. And they are very much just off they went. They are nowhere near present within your life. And to be honest, I think they're still running. Then we have divine feminine. I'm just going to be honest, collective. If you're thinking you're within that lens, you're mistaken. You're not a divine feminine right now. You're more within wounded masculine, wounded feminine. This would definitely be a clarity reading for this collective to truly understand how this can murk up things for you, how you are not in control when it comes to this, because you're addicted to a process of thought. And I'm getting that feeling for a reason. You're thinking you're this, you're divine feminine, right? You think you're alluring, you think you have come into the healing that you need, and now you're ready. What I am teaching you over here is that to be a divine feminine, you need to come into release, come into center, come into understanding. You are not within that energy, collective. You are obsessive, you're codependent, you are controlling the situation. You want this person to enter right here, right now. And like I said, you're building up that resentment towards them, and I don't even think you know it, due to the time. I want this right here, right now, or else. Isn't that in itself an answer for you? What you need to focus on, what you need to heal. Because what will happen if you just play with that thought? This person came back. And you are within that state that you're in right now. This person, whenever they would do something that wouldn't suit your soul, suit your vessel, that attachment would be brought up to you again. You will feel that codependency within you. You would feel that need to control them, to control this situation, not sitting in center, not sitting in understanding, not sitting in the fulfillment, if you may will, of is this serving me? So this person would be able to do little to no wrong. And your true colors would shine, if you get what I'm saying. You could have quite the temper. Exhaustion. So you are drained. This has been a long journey. Your outlook again. And this is a long journey. If you think about time within that lens. But what is time? What is time? Time is fluent. Time is what you make of it. So what are you doing with the time you are giving here right now? You're wishing it away. You're wishing away your present. You're not sitting in any kind of understanding towards the situation. You're sitting in obsession and codependency because you need to heal it. But you don't see it like that. You just want this to return. But ask yourself, why is it that I want someone who is not grown enough to take any kind of conversation, to ease anything within me? Why is it that I'm so stuck on that person? Why is it that they matter more to me than what I mean to me? Why is it that I'm so obsessed about their journey and not focusing on my own and what I need to heal? That is something you need to start asking yourself, because you need to release this. And it would be feeling exhausting. It would. But you would have this shown within other areas of your life as well. If you look at your family, your friends, your work life, you would be shown how you are within that dynamic. You could be quite a controlling person within your day-to-day life. Not really sitting in that understanding, like I said, that center, that release of things. And you would be, not that there's anything wrong with planning, but it's like you would need to know every step of the way, not being able to just sit in that, the not knowing. And that makes you uncomfortable. And it's in the places that we feel uncomfortable where growth is. You're not going to grow by doing the same things each and every day. You're not going to grow by sitting in comfort. You are growing when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something new. And this is coming to my mind for a reason, so I'm going to say it. I have a whiteboard on one of my doors where I write down things I need to understand, or I need to gain focus with, or I need to remember in my day-to-day life. Right now, I have a saying about choose the difficult right instead of the easy wrong. That is something this collective you need to come into that understanding with, of choosing the difficult right within this moment, because this would be difficult for you to come into that, to understanding of that. To truly choose what for you is right within this moment of time, even though it's difficult. To come into releasing, to letting go, to moving on, to walking away. And that is what you need. You're not going to be a divine feminine if you're not ready to release what does not serve, what is not aligned with you in this moment of time, to understanding that this person, just like you, is on a journey. And then by the looks of your energy, it doesn't even seem like this person have awakened. And if they have not awakened to this journey, there's no hope, so why hold on to it? Why sit in that longing, that craving, that excessive need for something outside of yourself to bring you happiness, to bring you completion? You complete yourself, collective. Nothing outside of yourself is completing you. But you do not see it like that, which is sad. Which is sad. And I think you are spying. I'm going to be honest, I think you are collective. I think you are looking out on their pages, like I said, with that deviation. Going to look within the list of their friends, trying to figure out who are they with, who are they connecting with. You need to stop giving into that pull that you feel. When this comes over you, you need to find an outlet where you can find stillness. You need to make a plan for yourself. What can I do within my day-to-day life that gets me out of this? Not that, but focusing on this. Spying on that person, feeling exhausted about this journey, to come into that release within you. How do you do that? Journal if you need to journal. Go for a walk if you need to go for a walk. Get up, do something. Instead of sitting in the emotion. It's all about alchemizing. Turning that pain into power within you. And start asking yourself all of the uncomfortable questions. Why is it that I'm so stuck on this person? Why is it that I do not see myself? Why is it that I do not value myself? Why is it that I find it so hard to release this? And it would definitely be starting from your childhood. Maybe you had parents that were not really seeing you. They could have been very hot and cold with you. So you find it hard when people are doing that within your life right now, not giving you constant reassurance, which is sad. You can reassure yourself. You need to learn that, collective. And that takes time. And you have time. You're not in a rush. You're on a healing journey. You're about to alter this. Alter all your belief systems. Alter everything that you have been taught throughout your life. And that takes time. It's not something to be rushed. You're not in a hurry. So take that time. It's important. Okay? I don't even know where to go from here, if I'm being honest. It's a very heavy energy to sit in. And it would be for you as well, collective. But maybe we will see what you need to focus on when it comes to your journey, other than the things I've been saying, but I just want to see what comes out when it comes to your journey. Oh. So when it comes to this collective's journey right here, right now, my angels, what do they need to understand, need to know, need to hear? How do you say that? Walking unshattered, I think you're saying. You are fortunate. Traps was laid out for you, but you are way too smart to fall into it. That's something you need to understand. Like I say throughout my readings, if you have watched any of them, you need to come into that understanding that right here, right now, you're being protected from situations you do not need to be in. You need to find the center in that, to have gratitude for that. You are being protected, but you do not see it as that. You just want answers. Go back into that reflection within you of truly understanding, they're protecting me. That's something to be grateful for. So I'm gonna release this. It just does not serve me. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me feel fulfilled. It doesn't give me peace. It doesn't bring me into center. So why hold on to it? All of the things, I do not want that present in my life. I want center. I want stillness. I want understanding. Be able to come into that by releasing what does not serve you in this moment of time. And truly know within you, if this is meant to be, it will be. But I do not control the time. I am not in control of their journey. I'm in control of mine. And that's where I need to lie my focus in this moment. Happiness is simple. It is. It is simple. It's choosing to be happy every day of your life for what you have and not what you do not have. If you're constantly focused on what you do not have, you're always within lack of yourself. That is not happiness. That is not being, again, you're wishing away your present. The here, the now, in this moment of time, that is the present. But you do not see it as that. You're wishing it away. You're living in the future and you're living in the past. But that is not present right here, right now. What is around you? What are you sitting in? Find the gratitude in that. Be able to look out at your window, hearing a bird sing. Be grateful. See the sunlight hitting through the window onto your face. Be grateful. You have a bed to lie in. Be grateful. You have a roof over your head. Be grateful. You have food in your fridge. Be grateful. If you're constantly sitting in lack, what are you telling them you need to learn? What true lack is. So you're just going to call in more and more of that. Learn that happiness is around you all day, every day. You just need to open your eyes to see it. Find the joy in the small wonders, for they hold the key to fulfilling and a content heart. Truth, they do. And again, you need to come into that understanding. Nothing outside of you is going to make you happy when you're in that feeling, because you rely on external validation to be seen, to be heard, to be understood. You need to be able to give that to yourself. Truly. You do not understand yourself in this moment of time. So get to know that person. Go look in the mirror. Go into yourself. Try to understand what is going on in here. And why do I feel the way I feel? Why do I think the way I feel? Why is it that I keep taking my mind to this, and this? Why is it that I find it hard to release, to find my center, to understand, well, this is not for me, so I'm going to leave it there. And find the simpleness. Find that happiness. The Valley of Shadow. Well, it's truly shadow work. But step into that, where fears are faced and the courage is forged in dim lit path. And you need to do that. You need to face your fears. Again, with that saying, I said, choose the difficult ride instead of the easy wrong. It's the only way to grow, collective, by facing your fears, of understanding, well, this all needed to happen in the way that it did. And who cares if that person has someone else within the background? Who cares? Why does it matter? And why even think that? Why is it that you gravitate towards that process of thought within your mind, instead of just coming into the understanding, well, everything happens as it's supposed to be, because there are lessons to learn. to make your roots of success, building that foundation so you can grow, but within you, giving yourself that stability for your journey forward. Right? You are your foundation, but you do not tend to that garden in this moment of time. You're so focused on the neighbor's garden, on how they grow their flowers, how they water them, what they put in the soil. And that's where your focus goes. You're not attentive towards this, of your own roots, what you need to cut out of your life, where you need to lay your healing work within this moment of time. You're giving that away to someone who is not even present within this moment of time. You have a lot of possibilities to navigate through the boundless ocean of possibilities, where the horizon whispers untold opportunities and plentiful paths. And there are a lot of paths, but you do not see it because you are so center focused on one specific thing. And that is what you need to release so you can see this. Truly understand that you create your own reality. You control this. There's not another person sitting above you putting thoughts into your mind. You need to think this, you need to think that. You have the capability of saying stop. Stop. This does not serve me. I refuse to think this. This does not make me happy. This does not make me content. This does not fulfill me. So I'm choosing to let that go. And I'm going to shift my focus onto something that does make me happy, that does fulfill me, that does bring me sense and brings me peace. You have that ability. So step into that power within you of learning. I am in control of this. And what I feed it, it believes in. So make it good. Make it something to be proud of. Make it something that fuses you, that gives you strength. So standing you authentically beautiful you. Listen to the whisper of your heart, for you know the whole truth. And it's not about that person, it's about you. You. Not outside of you, internally. You. Right? To truly understand what is meant to be will always be. But I'm just going to stop right here, right now, giving it my focus. My cup is in need of the water. I'm going to create it and I'm going to put it in my own cup. And that's where the healing needs to go within this moment of time. Not towards external, internal. To figure myself out. Okay? I think we're going to do just a little tarot for this collective. Ten of Swords. The Hangman. So the Magician, the Ten of Wands, and the Three of Wands. So that manifestation you want, that person, that conversation, that discussion, it's burdening you. You need to release those wants. I know you're focusing on the future and what you want, but it's a burden right here, right now, and you need to release that and truly understand this does not serve me in this moment of time. You need to come into that when it goes for you, your own journey. Where do I want to go? What do I need to do? What kind of person do I need to become to be able to maintain that? To be able to have that? Does it make sense? You need to be able to come into clarity. There are no clouds. There's no confusion. There's no fogginess around him. What is present with you right here, right now, and where do you want to go? If you have the opportunity to be a Queen of Pentacles, you are grounded. Grounded. You are stable. You are secure. You are ride and die. But you're blocking yourself. You are hiding. You are not sitting in that power. If you have the possibility to be her, right here, right now, you're not. You're not collective. The world. You need to close out that cycle. You need to close out a chapter. Like I said, if you have the opportunity, the possibility of sitting in that energy, that's major. She is a goddess, in my opinion. She's the most grounded queen. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She's grounded, she's stable, she's secure. She's something, someone that you built with, just like the King of Pentacles. A lot of abundance. Not worrying about anything outside of yourself. If you look at her, how she attends to that pentacle. That's her focus. Me, my pentacle. How do I nurture that? But the world just gonna cover up because she's naked. Needing that cycle to close. Needing to come into that understanding. By sitting in the emotion, by sitting in the stillness. In the stillness, you will see. In the stillness, you will understand. In the stillness, you will be able to gain the perception that you need in this moment of time, but you're pushing it away in that present. Your moon, all that is hidden. Also, that word completely vanished. But it's a lot about things that are hidden, right? The moon we do not see. And again, with our shadow. But your intuition, that was the word I was looking for. But you do not pay attention to it. Not something you need to practice as well. There is a lot of things here that you need to learn, collective. So start today by getting back your energy and putting it into you. Don't postpone it, right? This is finding you for a reason. You're strong enough to hear this. But you need to start that journey within you, okay? And getting out of this. Start having that understanding. Things are not hidden. What is here with me right now? That is all the answers that I need. It's not helping me sitting and replaying. Why does that happen? Why did this? What did it? Release. Center. Who cares? What is this teaching me? Bring it back to you. Stop pointing that finger onto them. Stop projecting onto them. Back at you. Back at you. Because you're the one creating this scenario. Okay? The Hermit, deep reflection, going within. Is there more here, my angels? We'll balance the Lovers and King of Swords. And if you are a divine connection, like the Lovers would indicate, why even worry? You know? Release. It's not coming in by you holding on to it, by you demanding the universe to give it now. It's not gonna come in. You're too attached, and you're just showing them what we need to present to you so you can heal this. So you're only calling more and more in because your soul needs to learn this lesson. So start learning them. Start seeing what is within my reality. What is reflected back at me? What is it that I need to learn? And get comfortable in asking yourself the uncomfortable questions. We're just gonna say he's upright. I know he's not, but it's putting you in that. King of Wands or not, upright, return, whatever. It's making you feel like this, holding on to that person. And she's not bound. She's free to go, but she does not see it. There's nothing holding her captive. She is perfectly capable of taking off the binds that holds her. So see that. See that. You have that possibility within you. Choose that to release yourself from this burden, to let the wands fall, to not carry this with you anymore because it does not serve you, to release it, right? And focus on you, your journey. Where do I want to go? What do I need to learn? What is it that I need to come into to be able to have a world with her? To close out a cycle so I can become her. Let that be your focus. I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like tapping in to any kind of connected energy when it comes to this. Where do we go? Where do we go? I'm gonna see about these. The inner temple, it seems appropriate. So let's just say universe. The plenty. Where is that? 128. So turn to that, have that understanding of abundance, gratitude, receiving, overflowing, more than enough, harvest, success, bounty, legacy, the invitation, manifestation, balance, and harmony. This card is about resourcing and receiving. It can be a reflection of your current mind or energy level, or it can be a representation of where things may be headed based on how you're currently spending your thoughts, energy, and time. And this is what you have the opportunity to come into. And that is major, collective. So why keep yourself stuck and stagnant to things that does not serve? Release them. So you can tap into that Queen of Pentacles. Grounding yourself. Releasing yourself of the burdens. But plenty is a reflection of overspilling bounty, goddess, abundance, flow, ease, and joy. The earth is a natural, abundant, and plentiful. However, if some of us take more than we need, if we hoard or grab and get greedy, there won't be enough for everyone. This is where the plane is right now, and where we are all being called to turn this ship around. Sacredity is a reflection of lack, desperation, and exhaustion. The well is running dry and things cannot keep going the way they have been. So release that. Release that, my angel. The mystery. Oh yeah, the mystery. The mystery. Or the mystique. Maybe you say it like that. 126. But about creativity, magic, dreams, alignment, potency, awe, flow, harmony, deep connection, inner world, nectar, overspilling, unique medicine, satisfaction, unretained, wild free, intimacy, purpose, unique expression. That is wild energy, collective. And you have that possibility to step into that. It's dedicated to have a direct and intimate relationship with the sacred, the higher spirit, God, source, the creator, whoever you believe in and pray to. It doesn't matter to me. Mystic are the artists, the poets, the visionary, and the dreamers. The world needs more mystique right now to create and make new myths for humanity. The mystic prioritizes the soul, while the machine lacks soul. The mystique creates, the machine produces. Anyone can produce pretty much anything if they try, yet no one can create quite like you. I think this has definitely something to be done as well with your path in life. With that Three of Wands. You have possibility within you. Like I said, alchemizing. That could be something you're meant to do, to alchemize. Look into that, collective, and find a way for you to do that, to truly turn that pain into power, into your strength, into your force, so you can create miracles, magic. Right? Chamber of inspiration. That is beautiful. Like, look what is waiting for you here, my angel. That you have the capability of tapping into. Number 44. This is the card of divine inspiration and creativity. Your ideas are divinely guided and you're being encouraged to follow those sparks of inspiration from within. There are creations that are beginning to be born. Co create with life and bring them into form. What's inspiring you right now? And how can you follow the inspirational trail? Where creativity begins, living in a creative world. Life itself is creative and it's always creating every moment of every day. And because you're a part of life, you're always creating too. And that is the thing, like we talked about, having that gratitude for the everyday life, the mundane. There is so much magic in just observing the everyday life. Going out and sit into nature and just observe. Look at all the miracles that are unfolding. There's magic all around you, but you need to be able to see that, to see it as magical, to understanding that you are lucky to see that and not wishing it away. There's something there for you, collective, to truly have that understanding. Because from that, you will be able, like I said, with the alchemizing of turning pain into power, creating something for you, for your future. Many people believe they are not creating, but to be alive is to create. To create is to put things together for something new to be born. A moment earlier, that creation didn't exist, and then all of a sudden, the dream is realized. What an amazing thing creativity is. And that is true, and truly have that understanding within you. How amazing that is. How utterly complete, beautiful that is to have that capability of creating something that makes you happy. It's not about the external. It's not about people liking it, not liking it. Don't worry about that. What do you think? Do you think you created something and it looks absolutely divine and beautiful? That's the only thing that matters. Okay, we're gonna finish this reading off by one of the moon cards because, again, a lot within the cosmos is happening in this moment of time. And you're just gonna see. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Let's see. Number 58. Whatever is coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. The energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks, but be careful you don't bet the farm on something there, as the wheel of fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it is time to change your mind about something important. It can also signal that a trip always is. Oh, it says always is coming up, if that's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be some sort of a gift, even if that simply means winding your own world view. And you are. And you are, because we see that from the tarot. You have the possibility of closing out a cycle. Does it take time? Yes, it does. Will there be tests? Yes, there will. But as soon as you start to shift that perception, of thought within your mind, things will start to unfold. Things will start to enter into your life. Make that luck spin. within your favor. That wheel. Surrender to the divine, full moon. And it's time to take action. The new moon in Aries. Wow. The new moon. Where is that? Number 42. So the new moon in Aries. You could be Sagittarius and Aries. That could be something, or at least the energy behind it. The flame is lit. Wonderful new starts, beacons, and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a sublime positive sign. If there is something you want to happen in your life, take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, the Aries is the fire sign of the zodiac, but you are on your way. Determination, ascension, and bravery are called for. But the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you are asking about. The caution: don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goal. You're creating much better karma for yourself. Again, with that wheel, make it turn within your favor. And then surrender to the divine. Where is that? Oh, it's just full moon. Maybe I need to look at that. 32. 32. Again, a lot about the moon. And there is a lot happening within the moon phases, right? And the cosmos, like I said. Truly a significant time for this collective. Maybe look into that, like your birth charts and where the stars are aligned in this moment of time, to give yourself answers, to have that understanding of what is happening within you, within your vessel. Look into your birth number, like your life path number, this year, what your number is, what you're coming into within yourself. It will help you bring understanding, right? The very old climax brings all sort of ideas and images to mind. Agreed. But it really is the feeling of this card. Life is coming to a head, a point, a conclusion, or a turning point. There may be some kind of change and possibility, even some sort of an emotional explosion. Tune into your emotions now and see what they are telling you. Truth. They are very likely close to the surface, no matter where in the moon cycle you're pulling this card. Matters will soon conclude and you'll find out whether or not your wishes are going to come true. The odds are in your favor. We have 3 cards about that. Luck is on your side, the action card, and now this. Luck is on your side, collective. So choose to see it as such and don't wish that presence away. As this is a positive card, but you may need to work harder than usual to keep cool as events unfold. There is a lot about that, and keeping that gratitude, keeping that bliss, choosing to stay grounded, to stay centered. Queen of Pentacles style, right? Don't shy away from that. Just to close off this reading, we are going to take some message card from your spirit team, and we're going to do dices and a little initial message. However, let's see what your spirit team wants you to hear. Oh. When a door doesn't open, don't waste your energy trying to make it open. It is closed for a reason. You are being redirected to something far bigger and better. Endings are a part of the cycle of life. They make way for wonderful new beginnings and opportunities. Truth, and we see that. It's time to hit the reset button. Clear out the old way that clear out the old so that room is available for new to enter. Trust that better things are coming fast. Prepare to move to the next phase of your life. This is your rebirth. Welcome this beautiful brand new energy. You got this. That would be a rebirth period. And it could very well be with all of the changes we're seeing happening, right? If you're choosing to close out this chapter. If you're choosing to get rid of what does not serve. That process of thought, right? Let go of the old and make new ways for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, and doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. Collective. Truly having that understanding. You control this. So when things come up, let it be fear-based, let it be ego-based, let it be replaying events when it comes to that person. Say no. No. This does not align. This does not bring me peace. This does not bring me clarity. This does not fulfill me. It doesn't bring me into center. It doesn't make me happy. I'm choosing to release it and then focus. Like I said, focus on something that makes you happy. Go for a walk, go sit in nature, go paint, go draw, go write, whatever makes you happy. Make an exercise schedule for yourself. Get into cooking. Clean up your home, remove things out of your home that you do not want anymore, things that you have postponed, start doing them. Put in that dedicated effort. It shows them that you are taking the action that you need. You're putting in dedicated effort when it comes to you, your journey, right? Start doing that. It's important. Let's get you some dices. Angel numbers, birthday, your car plate, phone number, where you live, like your house number. So 12, 0, 1, 1, 4, and 3. I had a thought. It's like it's gone. It was something to do with dates. However, 12, 3, 4, 0, 1, 1. That could be something you are seeing or it's significant to you. You need to look into that. You need to have that understanding. Maybe 34. We did have as well, didn't we? For the moon cards. That seems significant. 34. Look into that angel number, my angel. I think there's a message there for you when it comes to that. And we're going to do some initials. So write them down. It will spell out a message for you from your team you need to hear in this moment of time. PS G H S A Y Q Y D R H H Q W T H J H E T D Z I Q O N P S E W L L G R P D Z Z E C M E O N L V A K D V P Z I B Y L V V and Y. There was a lot of initials there. Oh, it almost made me like I'm wearing lenses, you know. I don't want to wear glasses. The vanity in me. However, sometimes it's like if I stare at something too long, I feel like they're drying out quite fast. However, it doesn't truly matter now, doesn't it? That was the reading for today, my angels, and what a reading that was. I'm feeling a headache, but I need just to go center and go sit. just like I told this collective, to come into that clarity from within. However, thank you so much for watching, for tapping in, for tuning in and listening. And I will see you another day, another time, in another reading. Bye, my angels. Much love. Bye.